Chapter 6: The Changing Face of Education, Teaching Online. This presentation falls under fair use. During this presentation, these are the objectives that we will uncover throughout. The 21st century has seen many advances in instructional technologies. The web and communication tools have brought a renewed interest in changing the dynamics of instructions by creating new paths for change and growth. Educational practices are at a tipping point, defined by Malcolm Gladwell as the level at which the momentum for change becomes unstoppable. Students have acquired a certain comfort level with technology. These new educational technologies are spreading rapidly as teachers become more comfortable with the tools that their students already embrace. Students that have grown up with technology are comfortable in this day of age, so transition would be a whole lot easier. Distance learning, defined as the delivery of instructions from one location to the other. It supports the notion that students can learn with alternative methods of delivery in a different location. The beginning of distance education dates back to the early 1700s. During most of the 18th, 19th, and 20th centuries, distance education was conducted primarily by mail. Today, businesses, colleges, and universities, federal and state governments, and many types of organizations are utilizing online environment for classes, courses, training, and all types of professional development. The number of government agencies, businesses, and organizations using distance education has exploded. Today, all federal and state governments, most local governments, as well as many businesses and organizations in the United States provide employees with some type of web-based training in order to teach new skills or upgrade current skills. These institutions need to invest time into updating employee skills, provide employees with on-demand and anytime remote learning opportunities, and avoid schedule conflicts. An example of an online only would be Walden University, which provides online courses and graduate degrees in education, psychology, health and human services, management, engineering, computer science, business administration, and many more. Almost all states are now providing web-based or online courses for their pre-K-12 school students. Web-based courses are offered to help provide an alternative learning solution. Web-based courses also allow less populated districts and schools in rural areas to share teachers and to provide access to courses they would not otherwise be able to offer the students. These specialized classes could consist of French, Latin, calculus classes, and many other advanced subjects. By pooling resources and linking students from more than one school into a web-based course, school districts can expand the number and type of classes they offer at a reduced cost per student. This in turn helps build student and teacher relationships. There is a reported more interaction between teachers and students online, and teachers can build websites to help parents check on their child. My learning app was BrainPop, a featured movie. It includes app for all ages, wide range of subjects, introduces new concepts or goes over old ones, and is available in different languages. Overall, to help a student learn and progress in their education.
In this part of the slide, we talk about the growth of online schools and programs, its web-based courses versus brick-and-mortar schools, the rise of mobile devices, virtual schools, and blended learning. In this part of the slide, Talk about what a virtual school is. Virtual schools were created by school districts, and it's for kids K through 12. An online school that teaches students primarily through the internet. This type of learning enables students to earn credits online. So it's basically for students that don't have time to go to school, they're in sports real heavy. This part of the slide, we talk about how the virtual schools work. And during the schools, online teachers usually manage the students' studies through a structured curriculum. You get an 18-month time limit to complete all your work. There's no textbooks required, and everything is turned in online. Section we talk about what blended learning is, and it's an approach to education that combines online materials and opportunities for interaction with traditional based classroom methods. This allows you to get better feedback from your teachers, and it allows your teachers and students to interact. Some learning apps there was Duolingo, Evernote, Quizlet, Kahoot, Google Classroom, and Memrise. I'm most familiar with Quizlet and Kahoot. Those are the most used apps.
In the coming years, teachers will be teaching either 100% online or at the very least partially. If you look at the current format of your classes, your coursework is at least partially online via timing and assignments online to conducting whole modules online. Some of the tips to teaching online is do unto others. So make sure that you treat students the same way that you would like to be treated in a classroom. Be positive. Make sure that you give reinforcing information to students and basically boost their self-esteem. Communication is very key. Ask questions, be flexible, stay current, go live, and last but not least, make time for you. During the interview process, be prepared to show that you can teach online. Do things like be informed of the organization you've applied to, like the mission statement, history, and other info that will help you understand whether the school matches your teaching style and work ethic. Come prepared for questions and be prepared to ask about your technical experience. Note your greatest strengths and areas for improvement as well. Make sure you can take training in the meantime while you're waiting for an evaluation back, either to gain a new skill set or to keep your skills sharp. Be a very active participant. Next, ask questions to some of the teachers in the organization you're applying to ask about some of the day-to-day things you may do as a teacher there. Questions can range from the work hours to the availability of the students that you'll teach. After you've gotten the job, curriculum may be given to you or you may be designated to doing it yourself. You still need to create supplemental materials that can be used to assist students. Also, create welcome letters for students that gives you expectations for the class. Screencasts can also show what is expected. Even though things are readily available, it is still necessary to know your content. Instead of just handing students answers and having them not retain information, use questioning as an instructional strategy. You as a teacher also need time to either rethink strategies or restructure lesson plans for students. That will involve time management. To effectively manage everything, you provide virtual office hours at a set time so that students can reach you at a reasonable time. Using a calendar program, it will help everyone to stay on track and easily schedule things effectively. A home office is also needed to keep things in one place. Get the necessary things like a computer, good internet connection, virus protection software, and good backup servers and memory. Also, have a backup plan. In order to teach online, you need to be able to integrate digital tools into your online classroom. Mobile learning is a type of learning that incorporates the use of portable devices such as smartphones or tablets. It increases student collaboration and ultimately student achievement. With M-learning comes the rise of curriculum-specific apps. Software used on mobile devices for educational purposes. Evernote, TechTalk apps, flashcards, dictionary, and thesaurus apps are all examples of curriculum-specific apps. Also, create a web page for students to interact with you. It is easy to read, easy to navigate, well organized, and the layout and design should be consistent. It is very, very interactive. Google Sites is a good example of a web page. You can also create a blog. Websites like Blogger or EDU blogs can help you create a blog in minutes. Students can use blogs to practice writing and communication skills. Teachers can also use them to post daily assignments or start classroom discussion. Some do's and don'ts for creating a blog is know student district policies and acceptable use policies, and also review what is permissible for your blog. You can also create a wiki to help create an easy student-centered website. Now, how do you know that your students are retaining all the info? Students can use rubrics to self-assess themselves. It could be created easily by using word processing software. Use an explicit set of criteria that the student can use prior to submitting their work. It can also be used by the teacher to grade their assignments. You can also use peer assessments to evaluate their work. The type of assessments are online assessments, formative, summative, and alternative. A good learning app to use for students is Bill Nye the Science Guy. Kids can explore a number of different topics through Bill Nye's engaging videos and complete a number of experiments and activities. Here is an overview of what we have covered. This is also the resource that we use to get all of our information for this presentation.